Hello. Today we get to continue reading the book of Revelation, starting with chapter 12 in the Passion Translation. Then an astonishing miracle sign appeared in heaven. I saw a woman clothed with the brilliance of the sun, and the moon was under her feet. She was wearing on her head a victor's crown of 12 stars. She was pregnant and was crying out in labor pains in the agony of giving birth. Consider this. Another astonishing miracle sign appeared in heaven. I saw a huge, fiery red dragon with 10 horns and 7 heads, each wearing a royal crown. He was wearing 7 royal crowns. The dragon's massive tail swept across the sky and dragged away a third of the stars of heaven and cast them to the earth. And the dragon crouched before the woman who was about to give birth, poised to devour the baby the moment it was born. She gave birth to a man-child who was about to rule and shepherd every nation with an iron scepter, and her son was caught up to God and to his throne. The woman fled into the wilderness where God had already prepared a safe place for her, and there they nourished her for 1,260 days. Then a terrible war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the great dragon. The dragon and his angels fought back, but the dragon did not have the power to win, and they could not regain their place in heaven. So the great dragon was thrown down once and for all. He was the serpent, the ancient snake called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole earth. He was cast down into the earth, and his angels along with him. Then I heard a triumphant voice in heaven proclaiming, "Now salvation and power are set in place, and the kingdom reign of our God, and the ruling authority of his anointed one are established. For the accuser of our brothers and sisters, who relentlessly accused them day and night before God, has now been defeated, cast out once and for all. They conquered him completely through the blood of the Lamb and the powerful word of his testimony. They triumphed because they did not love and cling to their own lives, even when faced with death. So rejoice, you heavens, and every heavenly being, but woe to the earth and the sea, for the devil has come down to you with great fury because he knows his time is short." Now when the dragon realized that he had been cast down to the earth, he set off in pursuit of the woman who had given birth to the man-child. But the 2 wings of the great eagle were given to the woman so that she could fly and escape into the wilderness to her own special place, where she was nourished for a time and times and half a time away from the face of the dragon. Then the dragon spewed from his mouth a raging river of water to sweep her away with the flood. But the earth came to the rescue of the woman and at once opened its mouth and swallowed the river that the dragon had poured from its mouth. Then the dragon became enraged at the woman and went off to make war against the remnant of her offspring who follow the commands of God and have the testimony of Jesus. And the dragon stood on the sand of the seashore. Wow. Right there. Nothing is impossible with God. The woman's not even fighting for herself. Like, she is being completely taken care of. Everything is happening for her, which is really cool. Chapter 13. Then I saw a wild beast rising from the sea with 10 horns and 7 heads. On its horns were 10 royal crowns, and on its heads were blasphemous names. It was like a leopard with feet like a bear's, and its mouth like the mouth of a lion. The dragon shared his power, throne, and great authority with the wild beast. One of the heads of the wild beast seemed to have received a deadly wound, but the wound had been healed. After this, the whole world was filled with fascination and followed the wild beast. They worshiped the dragon because he had given the beast its ruling authority. They also worshiped the wild beast, saying, "Who is like the wild beast, and who is able to make war against him?" The wild beast was given a mouth to speak boastful and blasphemous words, and he was permitted to exercise authority for 42 months. So the wild beast began to blaspheme against God, blaspheming his holy name and his dwelling place, that is, those who dwell in heaven. The beast was given the authority to wage war against the holy believers, and he was given authority over every tribe, people, language, and nation. Everyone on earth will worship the wild beast, those whose names have not been written from the foundation of the world in the book of life of the Lamb who was slain. If anyone has been given ears to hear, he'd better listen. For the one who leads others into captivity he goes. The one who kills others by the sword he will be put to death. This is a call for the endurance and faithfulness of the holy believers. Then I saw another wild beast coming up from the ground. It had 2 horns like a ram, but it spoke like a dragon. It operated in the authority of the first beast on its behalf, causing the earth and its inhabitants to worship the first beast, whose mortal wound had been healed. It performed great miracle signs, even publicly causing fire to fall out of heaven to the earth. And through these startling miracles that he performed on behalf of the first beast, he deceived the world, telling the people to erect a statue in the image of the beast that had been wounded by the sword and yet lived. The beast from the earth was empowered to breathe life into the image of the first beast so that it could speak and kill those who refused to worship its image. It also caused everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and bound, to be marked on the right hand or on the forehead. This meant no one could buy or sell unless they had the mark, that is, the name of the beast or its number. This will require wisdom to understand. Let the one with insight interpret the number of the wild beast, for it is humanity's number, 666. Chapter 14. Then I looked, and behold, there was the Lamb standing on Mount Zion. Gathered with him were 144,000 who had his name and his Father's name written on their foreheads. And I heard a tremendous sound coming out of heaven, like the roar of a waterfall and like the ear-splitting sound of a thunderclap. The sound of music that I heard was like the sound of many harpists playing their harps, and they were singing a wonderful new song before the throne in front of the 4 living creatures and in front of the 24 elders. No one could learn that song except the 144,000 who had been redeemed free from the earth. These are the ones who have not defiled themselves with women, for they are virgins, and they join themselves to the Lamb wherever he goes. They have been redeemed, purchased from humanity, and brought forth as the firstfruits for God and the Lamb. Their words are always true, and they are without law. Then I witnessed another angel flying in the sky, carrying a message of eternal good news to announce to the earth, to every tribe, language, people, and nation. With a loud voice he shouted, "You must reverence God and glorify him, for the time has come for him to judge. Worship at the feet of the creator of heaven, earth, sea, and springs of water." Then a second angel followed, declaring, she fell, Babylon the great is fallen. She once seduced the nations and made them all drink the wine of the passion of her harlotry." Then a third angel followed them, shouting with a mighty voice, "Whoever worships the wild beast and its image and receives a mark on his forehead or on his hand will also drink the wine of God's wrath. This wine has been poured out and mixed in the cup of his indignation. They will be tormented with sulfur and fire in the presence of holy angels and the Lamb. And the smoke of their severe suffering ascends into ages upon ages. Those who worship the wild beast and its image and receive the mark of its name will have no rest, day or night. This is a call for the endurance and faithfulness of the holy believers, those who follow God's commands and cling to the faith of Jesus. Then I heard a voice from the heavenly realm saying, "Write this, blessed are the dead, the ones dying in the Lord from now on." Wow. Yes, says the Holy Spirit, they will rest from their trouble, for their deeds will live on. I looked, and behold, I saw a white cloud, and sitting upon it was one like the Son of Man, wearing a golden crown and holding a sharp sickle. Another angel came out of the temple, shouting out to the one sitting upon the cloud, "Take your sickle and reap, for the time of reaping the harvest has come, and the harvest of the earth is ripe." So the one sitting upon the white cloud gave his sickle a mighty swing over the earth and reaped its harvest. Then another angel came out from the altar of incense, the angel with authority over fire. He shouted out with a loud voice to the one who had the sharp sickle, saying, "Take now your sharp sickle and harvest the clusters of the vine of the earth, for its grapes are ripe." So the angel gave his sickle a mighty swing over the earth and gathered the grapes from the vine of the earth and threw them into the great winepress of the wrath of God. And the winepress was trodden outside the city until blood poured out of the winepress as high as the horse's bridle for a distance of 1,600 stadia. Wow, it's intense. It's really intense. But there's a good ending. I read the back. It's always good. It's always good. All right, I'm enjoying reading with you. Only a few more days and we'll finish up the entire Bible in this year, which is very exciting. It's worth celebrating. We'll have to celebrate when we finish. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.